A fun exhibit the whole family can enjoy, honoring the king of puppeteers, Jim Henson. It's called Imagination Unlimited. And here to tell us more is Puppets or Muppets designer and former executive director of the Jim Henson legacy, Bonnie Erickson. Welcome to Bay Area Focus.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
And I'm so excited to speak with you. The Muppets have been such a big part of so many of our lives, and you played a huge role in that by being a Muppets designer. I'm curious, all these years later, has it ever really sunk in the impact you, Jim, and the rest of the team made?
I think we have finally sort of realized that this has been a phenomenon really due to Jim's imagination as we talk about it in the exhibit. His vision for the world was something that really inspired everybody, all the characters, the shop, the people that I worked with. And I think everybody is understanding now that there has been a universal love of his work.
And Bonnie, take us back. How did you first meet Jim Henson and make your way into the Muppets world?
Well, people told me who had worked with Jim that he was looking for a costume designer, but I knew his work mainly from all these abstract things. I was such a big admirer. I thought, no, they're just kidding. The second time I heard it, I thought, okay, I'm going to apply. And I went, I showed him my portfolio. I had been a costume designer for about 7 years. And some of the characters that I'd done were these life-size muslin women figures wearing my antique clothing collection. That and the fact that I did a Dido and Aeneas opera with plastic, I think was the thing that was a big appeal to Jim, who liked all these new materials. In any case, I called the next day. He said, "You're hired." And I did the costumes for Frog Prince, Muppets Frog Prince, my first project with Jim.
And the rest is history. He designed some of the characters we've come to know and to love, including the very sassy and frog-loving Miss Piggy. I'd love to know how she came about.
Jim really was the one who came to me and said he wanted 3 pigs. He was doing a bit called Return to Beneath the Planet of the Pigs. And he gave me a list of the characters written by Jerry Jewell. And I made a female, 2 males. One of the males became Dr. Strainpork, and the pig became Miss Piggy.
And of course, we now know the big success story of all the Muppets, but it actually took a lot of convincing to get the network to buy in. They weren't too excited about Muppets on TV, though, huh?
Well, they weren't. You know, we did 2 really wonderful specials. A lot of the characters that appeared in the Muppet Show started in some of those first specials that we did. And it wasn't until Lord Lou Grade, who was just Lou Grade at the time in England at ATV, asked Jim if he would be interested in bringing his crew over to England, working at his studio in Elstree, that Jim got the opportunity to really do the 5 years of the Muppet Show that everybody's familiar with.
And I can only imagine there had to be so many fun moments with Jim Henson.
You can't even imagine. We had the best time. If people enjoy watching any of these specials, any of these series with Jim, you have no idea how much fun we were having if you have fun. The set was just the most exciting place to be. The puppeteers, so incredibly talented. A real collaboration of people who shared, I think, Jim's positive outlook on the world.
And Imagination Unlimited takes us folks on a journey through his work in both film and TV. And this was really about more than Muppets, right? Was the plan always to try to have a social impact too?
Not only that, but the fact that Jim started from a very different point of view. And I think it's a nice lesson for people to know that you aren't always going to end up where you thought you were. He really was interested in television. That's how he started doing this first puppet show when he was still in high school. He was interested in the technology, and he always remained that. He also was a filmmaker. He had a film called Timepiece that was nominated for an Oscar short. He had quite a career doing all kinds of things before puppetry and became the mainstay. And that happened, first of all, in Washington, D.C. with a show called Sam and Friends.
All right. I wish we had much more time. I could talk to you all day about all of these things, but Bonnie, thank you so much for being here with us today.
You're very welcome. I hope everyone will enjoy this exhibit.
Yes. And the Jim Henson exhibition, Imagination Unlimited, will be at the Contemporary Jewish Museum in San Francisco, March 31st through August 14th. For more information, you can visit their website, thecgm.org.